Streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, the public will now get a chance to express their opinions over a potential sale in Goliad. Those details are coming up. An American delegation is set to visit Greenland this week. Who is going? That's just ahead. Plus, the Sheriff's Department receives a donation. We'll tell you what that money is helping with.
And coming our way today and tomorrow, actually, it's going to be a bit of a warm one all across beautiful Texas, but that is going to be preceding some monstrous rainfall totals down here in South Texas. We'll talk about all that and the weather coming up.
And yesterday we had a big time signing here in the Crossroads. Find out who that is coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads. Happy Tuesday.
That's right. Happy Tuesday. Second day of the week. I like to call it Taco Tuesday.
Yes, and it's also time to get prepared Tuesday because the rain is coming, which means the mosquitoes are coming.
That too.
And just so you know, most bug sprays have a 3-year shelf life. So if you've had your bug spray for over 3 years, you may want to go buy some new cans today, tomorrow.
That's actually some good information. I did not know that. I'm actually to go get myself some new bug spray because Carolina is absolutely right. The rain is surely on its way. Not today, not tomorrow, more like tomorrow night. And of course, we'll look at all that later on the show because this morning, before all that gets here, you look at live in Victoria, we actually have a little bit of fog that we're dealing with in some areas. We'll look at that humidity map here in just a second because it's 58 right now in Victoria, so a little bit cool. Maybe if you're headed out the door this morning, grab like a light jacket, just a tad bit cool. It's gonna be a warm day though. 57-degree dew point, like I said, 1 degree off is bringing us the high humidity of 97% right there, and that is enough to see fog. You can see that here on your visibility map. A little bit of dense fog, some in our western counties, some in our northern counties, and also some in the eastern counties. Pretty much just surrounding Victoria right now, but I do think there is also a little bit along Highway 59 this morning because there's a little bit more plants creating more water transpiration. So just be careful if you're on the roads with that fog. You can see we have some special weather statements and dense fog advisories going until 9 a.m. when that starts clearing up. But it is a little bit cool across Texas. It's got lots of 50s and 60s. All of us in the Crossroads in the upper 50s and low 60s. So if you're sending your kiddos at the door for school, it's going to be just like it is right now. Upper 50s, humid with some fog. So just be careful with that. But it's going to be a warm afternoon. We'll look at all those details coming up next.
The choice to sell a piece of local history in Goliad is still pending. County commissioners are choosing to take their time before reaching a decision. The court has decided the monument will not be sold until commissioners can hear public opinions through town halls. The public will now get to voice their opinions on whether or not they support a sale to the Texas Historical Commission.
They really need to come in and have a true survey done of it to figure out what damage has been done and what needs to be repaired. The monument and the lands were already purchased, and they were purchased with the lives and the blood of the men who died and are buried here.
Though some believe the agency could take better care of the monument, some say that history should not be sold. Victoria County Commissioners Victoria County Commissioners approved a more than $138,000 donation from the Gulf Bend Center. That's to purchase 4 mental health peace officer vehicles for the Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff's Office will use the 4 Ford Explorers in its task force operations. The Sheriff explained that the task force pairs a Gulf Bend mental health counselor with deputies on calls involving possible mental health situations. Marr says that this donation is a huge benefit to his team.
We have, and we're glad that they were able to help out, and this will just strengthen that task force, that mental health unit. Yeah, I think it's a positive thing all the way around.
Marr also says that these vehicles will replace the current task force vehicles that have high mileage and are beginning to break down. A federal appeals court is weighing the Trump administration's use of the Alien Enemies Act to deport suspected Venezuelan gang members. The judge presiding over Monday's panel saying at one point, Nazis got better treatment during World War II. The judge says deportees weren't given any due process before they were removed from the U.S., nor given the opportunity to dispute whether they were involved with the gang. The 3-judge panel did not immediately rule on the administration's request to lift U.S. District Judge James Boasberg's order that halted deportations under the Alien Enemies Act. Return now to the Arctic and a new MAGA message from Greenland: Make America Go Away.
After weeks of speculation that he wants to take over Greenland, President Trump is doubling down on his suggestion that the U.S. will play a larger role in the island's future.
I think Greenland's going to be something that maybe is in our future.
Vice President J.D. Vance's wife, Usha, is scheduled to visit the Danish territory Thursday, along with White House National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and Energy Secretary Chris Wright.
I'm also coming to celebrate the long history of mutual respect and cooperation between our nations.
Vance is set to attend a dog sled race while Waltz tours a U.S. military base. Greenland's prime minister calls the trip highly aggressive, asking, what is the National Security Advisor doing in Greenland? The only purpose is to demonstrate power over us. The prime minister says his government will not meet with the U.S. delegation, and Greenland denies Trump's claim that the delegation was invited.
This is friendliness, not provocation. We're dealing with a lot of people from Greenland that would like to see something happen. If they're calling us, we're not calling them.
Trump has said Greenland will be crucial for U.S. security in the future, but a poll shows 85% of Greenlanders do not want to join the U.S. The idea prompting protests, along with a different kind of MAGA hat, this one reading, Make America Go Away. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code. It's right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, should the U.S. take control over Greenland? All right, let's take a look. 19% of you say yes, and 81% of you say no. Thank you for taking part in today's viewer poll. You can go to crossroadstoday.com/vote. President Trump held his third known cabinet meeting Monday morning with Elon Musk in attendance. During the meeting, Trump praised Musk, who is not a member of the cabinet, for his work heading the Department of Government Efficiency. President Trump told reporters a deal has been reached with Ukraine for the U.S. to take control of some of their natural resources. He also shared optimism about the economy and announced plans for a new wave of tariffs. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. The time now, let's get a look at our clock. It is 6:37 on our Tuesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. We hear from a former Victoria resident set to be featured in a docu-series.
Top national security officials accidentally included a journalist in a group chat reportedly discussing war plans. I'm Christiane Cordero in Washington with the latest on that story coming up.
And also coming up next after the break, the short-term forecast for today. Like I said, going to be a bit of a warm one all across beautiful Texas. So coming up next, I'll tell you how warm I think it'll be near you before the rain gets here. And that's coming up later. Well, good morning, Crossroads. You're looking live and cool and clear. Cuero, we're starting out the day in Cuero at about 63 degrees, so that's a little bit cool enough for me to say go ahead and grab a light jacket. Dew point, though, that's still matching that temperature. 63 bringing us the high, 99, basically 100% humidity, which is enough to see fog. But right now in Cuero, you just saw it wasn't super foggy. We do have a little bit and kind of surrounding our counties this morning, so just be careful if you're traveling this morning. Otherwise, whatever fog is out there right now, that'll clear up at around 9 a.m. as you can see right here, down to some sunny skies. We'll look at that in a second because tonight I do want to let y'all know I do think we're going to be working with one more night of patchy fog around the area. I don't think it's going to be super dense, but you can see right here as early as maybe midnight or 2 a.m. we're going to start seeing some patchy areas of fog before it's going to be another. Actually, tomorrow it's going to be really cloudy. We're going to look at that here as well. You can see here on your future clouds and radar, whatever fog is out there right now, that's going to clear up to some sunshine all day long. Up until around 4, 5, or 6 p.m., we're going to start picking up a little bit of cloud cover. As you can see that right here. Here's 5 p.m. By the time you're getting off work, a little bit of cloud cover coming out of the west thanks to the Pacific jet stream that will be moving over our heads. We're going to look at that later, and that will stay with us. As you can see here, mostly cloudy to cloudy skies. That will stay with us all the way Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before the sun comes out this weekend. But today, underneath that beaming sun, it is not going to be cloudy today. Lots of sunshine. Highs it's already going to be about 80 at noontime, but in the afternoon, going to be a little bit of a warm one. I'm thinking highs in the low 90s, maybe even 90 right on the money. But to me, that's a little bit warm. Today, I want to know what you think about 90 degrees. So I ask you in today's weather poll, I ask, how hot is 90 degrees to you? Looks like more of y'all are starting to wake up. 34% of y'all are saying very hot. Another 34% of y'all are saying it's warm. my opinion, hot is about 95, 98 degrees or higher. But continue voting on future weather polls by going to crossroadstoday.com/vote weather, and I'll keep on reading those every morning for the Sunrise Show. But like I said, if that's a little bit warm for you, we're going to pick up cloud cover tonight. That'll keep our lows tonight in the low mid 60s before tomorrow. That'll be actually keeping us in the mid 80s. And then the rain gets here tomorrow, Wednesday night, and we're looking at possible flooding concerns, y'all. We're going to look at all that coming up next.
And yesterday we had a big time signing for one of the Lady Bobcats, putting that pen to paper.
Sierra did this. Sierra did this. Sierra and her family did this.
As you saw right there, head coach Furio there, Katie Green mentioned Sierra did this, and yes, she did, as she announced her commitment there to track and field at Abilene Christian University there yesterday. Until he already this season has broken multiple records, already breaking the shot put and discus record twice this season so far. And after she shined, we asked her multiple questions about was this her only school she was thinking about, and why'd she choose Abilene Christian at the end of the day.
It was either between Louisiana Tech or ACU. I would say the environment and the coaching staff. It really means a lot. It shows a lot of support and love for everybody coming out, and I'm just really thankful for everybody. I think I can bring a lot.
Tilly kind of mentioned there, she had that decision between Louisiana Tech there and again Abilene Christian. At the end of the day, she chose Abilene Christian. And again, congrats to her for making that decision. Her next meet will be at the Texas Relays in Austin this Friday. One more note here. Yesterday, also in the Crossroads, we had some big time news with head coach and former AD for Edna resigned there in Jimmy Mitchell. Again, this was announced there in a board meeting, as again, he is now assigned to a different position there at Edna as well. Again, still looking for the new replacement, who that will be, as Mitchell was there for the Edna Cowboys there for the past 5 seasons. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
There's new backlash this morning against the Trump administration's national security team after several top officials included a journalist in a group chat discussing war plans. Democrats and some Republicans are calling for an investigation as some try to brush it off as a mistake that won't happen again.
It's one of the most bizarre and potentially consequential national security lapses to reach the public forum. Top Trump administration officials, including National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, laid out plans about the U.S.'s attack on the Houthis in Yemen before putting it into action. The chat over the unauthorized encrypted messaging app Signal accidentally invited in on the conversation editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg.
At 11:44 a.m., I receive a text in this chain from someone who claims to be Pete Hegseth, who provides what I would only call a war plan. I sort of wait with my phone to see if this is a real thing. Sure enough, around 1:50 Eastern time, I see that Yemen is under attack.
The White House confirmed the messages Goldberg reported were authentic. Hegseth then went after and dismissed the reporting itself.
Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
Goldberg withheld some screenshots in his reporting, saying they could further risk national security. He said Hegseth shared operational details of forthcoming strikes, weapons deploying, and attack sequencing. After the March 15th missile strikes, Goldberg says officials celebrated in the group chat using emojis. Members of Congress divided over the breach's impact.
This is gross negligence on steroids. Do they realize that Russia and China have targeted Signal to try to break in?
Somebody made a mistake. And it happens. I think most Americans understand that.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, whose use of a private server for classified emails became a major issue during her presidential campaign, responded by writing, quote, "You have got to be kidding me." Tulsi Gabbard and CIA Director John Ratcliffe were both on the chat and are among those slated to appear before the Senate Intelligence Committee today for a previously scheduled hearing, where members of Congress will have the opportunity to question them. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
A new Amazon Prime docuseries is set to premiere today. It features a former Victoria resident and a Victoria East High School graduate. 20-year-old Sally Mott began her racing career here in Victoria with go-karts at just 8 years old. She started competing when she turned 15, then later transitioned from go-karts to race cars, which then led her to winning a scholarship at the 2023 Mazda MX-5 Cup Shootout and earning sponsors for the 2024 season, allowing her to enter the series. Mott says her ultimate goal is to compete in a NASCAR Cup Series.
NASCAR is looking pretty promising, I would say. And, if I could get into ARCA and kind of work my way up, and the goal is to stamp my name in the history books and to really break those stereotypes of women can't drive, because and if I got an opportunity somewhere else, like obviously I'm going to take that every opportunity I can get. But I feel like NASCAR right now is where I'm going to be able to stamp my name in the history books. And, it's all about getting more women in the sport.
Mott says she hopes to open a karting program for young girls in the future years. The young racer says she's thankful for the support shown by another local racer, Ben Keating. We spoke with Keating and asked what he thinks about Mott's rising career as a racer. He wrote, "Sally has done great. This series is one of the most competitive series in the world. Any top 10 finish in the MX-5 Cup is an accomplishment." Keating, who won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2022, went on to say he is so proud of what Mott has accomplished and hopes she continues to find success. First to the Finish premieres today on Amazon Prime. The time is now, looking at our clock, it's 6:47 on our Tuesday morning. Still to come on Sunrise, big changes could be coming to Social Security. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Joseph. Happy 6th birthday to our wonder child, Joseph.
Oh, look at that sweet picture. Happy birthday, Joseph. And also happy birthday to Bryden. Happy birthday, Bryden. Lots of love from Grandma and Mom.
And this year's Best Actress winner at the Academy Awards, Mikey Madsen, is celebrating a birthday today. She is 26.
Happy 26th, Mikey. And also, Rockin' Man may be burning out of his fuse up here alone, but don't worry, he's still standing. Sir Elton John is celebrating his 78th birthday today. Happy birthday, Elton. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, just head on over to crossroadstoday.com, click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
All right, the time is now. It's 6:48 on our Tuesday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today.
That's right, happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Get ready for the madness. Think you know college hoops? Prove it. Enter the Final Four Frenzy presented by Coastal Bend College. Put your bracket up against sports director Max Williams and weekend sports reporter Ray Robinson. Dribble on over to crossroadstoday.com to enter on the contest page. Win it all and score a family 4-pack with a hotel stay and a round of golf for two at Moody Gardens in Galveston. The Final Four Frenzy presented by Coastal Bend College. Brackets lock soon. Enter now.
Well, good morning, Crossroads. If y'all missed out on the rain that came through on Sunday night, maybe it was really late Sunday night into early Monday morning, don't y'all worry, I promise y'all, because we got surely a lot of rain still coming our way late tomorrow, Wednesday night, all the way through Thursday and Friday as well. We actually may be looking at some flooding concerns. Now, where's all that rain coming from? Well, because looking at satellite, you're going to notice it's pretty clear right now. There's no rain out there right now. We do have a couple clouds passing through the Panhandle area, but today it's going to be nice and sunny thanks to the clearing skies. But if we look to the west, you can see right there, that is a little bit of cloud cover. That is going to be heading our way over the next 48 to 72 hours. And this is actually what's called the Pacific jet stream. We can see riding all the way over the Pacific and into Mexico, which will eventually be moving eastward and into Texas, bringing us the cloud cover for your day tomorrow. But this will also be sending all kinds of Pacific moisture into the upper atmosphere, which will allow for rain chances to finally come back for tomorrow, Wednesday night, and Thursday and Friday. And you're going to see all that right here on your future tracker here. Starting out with your day Wednesday tomorrow, Weather Wednesday, lots of clouds, as you can see, as I've just promised. All across Texas, actually, thanks to the Pacific jet stream starting to move eastward. But now as I press play, going into Wednesday night, what's that? More colors. That means more rain is coming back our way Wednesday night, and that will stay with us, as you can see, all day long Thursday and maybe all day long Friday as well before that system finally starts pushing off late Friday, and we're looking at sunshine returning for the weekend. Now, on Thursday and also kind of Friday, we also have a slight risk for excessive rainfall. Why is that? Well, if I step out of the way, you're going to see the legend right here on the corner of your screen is yellow. Any time you see yellow, that is 7 or 8 inches, and if you couple that with the drought conditions we have possible flooding concerns, and we have alert days for both of those days for 2 to 7 inches of rain. We'll look at all that more later on Sunrise.
Big changes could be coming to Social Security. Those changes generally take 2 years to institute, but the Trump administration wants them done in 2 weeks. Starting at the end of the month, Social Security will require beneficiaries who can't prove their identities online to visit a field office. Existing beneficiaries who need to change their bank information must also do so in person. Advocates fear this will lead to long lines and inefficiencies at field offices. Live Nation has settled a $20 million lawsuit around its alleged antitrust practices. It's important to note that this suit was not filed by customers, venues, or investigators. Rather, it was filed by investors in 2023. They claim that the Ticketmaster parent company lied to them about its vulnerability to antitrust complaints. The plaintiffs argued the company should have warned them that it was likely to face scrutiny and fines. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. Learn what services a federal judge is telling the president to reinstate. The Trump administration must reinstate agreements it canceled with refugee resettlement agencies. That's an order from a federal judge on Monday. The government had canceled the contracts despite a previous ruling from the judge. It had broadly halted President Donald Trump's efforts to suspend refugee admissions and funding for their resettlement. A Columbia University student and permanent U.S. resident is suing the Trump administration because immigration officials are trying to detain her. Yunseo Chung has lived in the U.S. since her family moved from South Korea when she was 7. Chung participated in campus protests last year over Israel's war against Hamas. DeWitt County commissioners put in a burn ban Monday. The 90-day burn ban prohibits outdoor burning in DeWitt County until June 22nd. People who violate the ban can be fined up to $500. Interim UT Austin president seeks to walk a fine line between faculty and lawmakers' concerns. You can read this story by the Texas Tribune on CrossroadsToday.com. And we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a final look at our forecast with a beautiful sunrise with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Parker.
That's right. We got a nice and pretty sunrise finally coming back over the coast this morning. Look at all those nice and pretty colors, pink, blue, maybe even a little bit of yellow out there. But you can see it is nice and clear. It is going to surely be sunny all day up until the late afternoon. We're going to pick up some clouds. Before that happens, it's 59 in Port Lavaca, a bit of a cool one. Everybody else is also in the upper 50s, so maybe grab a jacket if you're headed to the door. Otherwise, you'll surely take it off in the afternoon because we're going to have about 84, I'm thinking, at Port Lavaca. Underneath that beaming Texas sun. Going to be a little bit humid as well today, too. A little bit warmer in Victoria. I'm thinking 90 for today. You will surely be taking off your jacket at that point. And about the same thing in Cuero. I'm thinking 90 as well. But if that's too warm for you, we are going to pick up a little bit of clouds for your day tomorrow, Weather Wednesday. That's going to keep us in the mid-80s. And then the rain gets here Wednesday night. And y'all, I'm telling you, we might be looking at some flooding current concerns. We need to be careful with what we ask for. We've been asking for rain for like several weeks, and now we're going to get a lot.
That's right. We are prone to flood dangers here in the Crossroads. I was just talking to someone about the 98 flood and how devastating that was.
That's right. I actually remember. I've heard about that.
Very devastating. So be careful out there. Get that bug spray. And thank y'all for joining us this morning. Join Shana Dawn, Matt Clovio, and Max tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.